Afternoon, it's Tuesday. I've had the electricians out, been uptown. It's hard work going uptown with the wife. A lot of blokes can probably relate to that because they just want to go everywhere. The knicker store, the shoes, I mean. And then she said, can you help carry a bag? I looked at the bags. One was flowers all on the print, and the other one was a Cindy doll type. Yeah, right, like I'm going to carry that. I said, no, sorry, I love you a bit, darling, but it's not happening. Anyway, tomorrow's Wednesday, and I think tomorrow we're going to do some more work on this. I think it's going to be an easy, quiet day tomorrow. All we're going to do really is just wire up stuff, put in clips, more clips. So we're going to wire this up to the coil. We're going to put the coil back over here where it was. We're going to wire that up, wire the distributor unit up. What else was there? Starter motor relay, it's got to be, solenoid, sorry, it's got to be put in as well. They're all down there. See, this one's for the starter. Nice chunky one for that. This one is for the alternator, so we've got to connect the alternator up as well. Then we've got to put the ignition switch in, so I've got to bolt that in. But I might actually go down Wilco's and see if they've got a small ignition switch, so I don't have to use that colossal great thing that's a little bit knackered anyway. That's got to go in, I think, because that's the other half of the alternator light, and I think it has to go into the ignition switch and then come out, go to a bulb. We've also got the throttle cable we'll put in. I also want to put in 2 wires for the filler, what do you call it? Oh, there goes the brain dead bit again. Petrol gauge. There's 2 wires to go on, one earth, one live, I think, which is going to have to come up all the way up, but that's not going to go anywhere at the moment because we haven't got glass in yet. So yeah, we also need to put the water temperature gauge in temporarily, so that's just going to go through there, and I'm just going to run it through the gap of the bonnet and then shut the bonnet down. There's enough of a gap where it shouldn't crease up anything. Oil pressure, no, we won't bother with that. We know we've got it because it's in the heads, so I think we have got oil pressure, but we've still got last time I ran this we had a couple of knocky tappets, valves, not tappets, sorry. Oh, God's sake, you know what I'm talking about. So that's about all I can do. That's all I'm going to do tomorrow. Charge the battery up, put a test meter over that later on and see if we've got good charge. Hopefully we have, and we'll get that coupled up onto the main lead, and then we'll get the live wire fed through to the front. We have a point for that on the box. Friday. I have to apologise. The video, this is the intro, it's going to be very short this week. As you can probably tell from my voice. COVID. That's all I need to say. Laid up with it. Oh, I've avoided it since it came out. Finally got me, and the wife, and the boy. So the video is a bit short this week, I'm afraid. I do apologise for that. although that one I think has gone, you bugger, it's gone inwards. Oh well. Yeah, I'm gonna get that one out. You bastard, out you come. There's a spring behind it. Right, what I want gone is that bloody spring. So if we take that, gone, put that back in. I do hope I can remember what way round this bugger went. Pretty sure. Right, I'll tell you what I need to do. So what I'll do is I'm going to put a metal C-clip on the bottom of that. There is room. I don't know if you can see that. Hook this up. Now we've got, instead of having that spring in there, which is what I don't want, I've already got a start button. I don't need that motion. I don't need it. Don't want it. So I don't know what the back one's for, but we've got on. So that's the radio system, electric windows working, and then that is ignition on, and away we go. I've just got to put a pin in that, get that a little stronger. Yeah, right. So you're after an ignition switch that doesn't have a start recoil on, or whatever you call it. That little washer there has to come off. That acts as a plastic circlip that holds the shaft in. There's a big spring at the bottom that pushes the plates against all the individual connections, like so. I pulled, the spring in question is right down in the middle. It's a little, well, it pinged out, so I can't show you. But once you've carefully removed that, get a screwdriver there, out it goes. Grease up this area here because it isn't greased. So grease all of that up, so keep your shaft good, and then pop a little grease around there, pop the plate back on, and then push this all back into position, and then put the keys in, push as hard as you can so you can get that little washer to sit where it's supposed to. The first attempt, the spring jammed up because there was no grease in there, because the other spring's now missing, so it's took some tension off the shaft. So I've greased it all up, seems to be okay. It's a little stiff, but it works, and that's really all I'm interested in. So I've now got the key in. That's now my radio system. It's basically the ACC, isn't it? Electric windows, anything that needs to work, and then I'll flick it over permanently, and that will connect up the others. I'm hoping that's how it will work anyway, and doesn't turn everything else off. 15 quid from Wilco's, cheap Chinese stuff, but pretty well built. I had to put this end in a vise and then chuck a screwdriver down and tap the screwdriver to get those prongs out, because it's really heavy metal actually. There we go. One ignition switch ready to go in the car. Jobs that I was going to do that I'll readdress next week is the dash. You've seen me strip the ignition switch down, so what I need to do now is establish where that's going to be put. I was going to rip out all of this completely, because I've got a double DIN stereo to go in, which I don't want down in the bottom anymore. So I'm either going to make the ignition switch work down here with a bunch of gauges in there, double DIN stereo here, possibly get the cupboard put back in, and then put all my other gauges down there. I think my fuel gauge would go well down there because it's sheltered slightly by the heater, even though it's absolutely rusty as hell because it's been out in the elements. Ooh, we cut them a bit short, didn't we, guys? So yeah, so we've also got, actually what I might do, actually thinking about it, I need something to do. And I can do this in the bedroom. I might put a second video out on Sunday. I have, which has got to go in. Here she is. She's pretty knackered. And to be honest, it's the only one I could find down there that wasn't absolutely destroyed. Bakelite, really weak. Okay guys, that's all I got for you. I do apologise. COVID has kind of cocked it up this week. Monday, I'm hoping I feel better Monday and we can get out here and we can do what we were going to do this week, which is get this thing fired up and start thinking about shifting it up the garden. So with that in mind, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.